Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys? I'm so excited to be with you today. I am bringing you a cute mini self-closing tag topper box. Big word, tiny treat. Isn't this so cute? It's a mini box and inside it has a Ghirardelli chocolate bunny. These are so adorable and you can purchase them all over the place. They're everywhere nowadays. So I got mine at Target, so check out Target if you're interested. This week I've been using the Flowering Tulip dies and I just wanted to do a 3-dimensional treat package. You can see the back is just the color of the cardstock and then the front has some of this beautiful designer series paper that is in the Flowering Tulips paper pack. It is a gorgeous assortment of designer series paper. Both sides are incredibly beautiful and I hope that you will check it out. The link is in the description below. There's no stamping on this project, so we're just going to make this really cute treat box. It's really quick and easy to make and lots of fun. The nice thing is it's self-closing, so you don't need any adhesive. I wanted to have some ribbon at the top because I just thought it fancied it up a little, but you don't need it to close the box. It closes without it, and I'll show you that in a couple minutes. Now, this is the paper from the Flowering Fields. I chose to use that here, and I've used the scalloped layering circle dies, the scalloped one here, and this one here for the inside. Okay, this paper is also from the Flowering Fields. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me move everything out of the way. I have, this is my 4th video. So I have used the videos to show you how to use the die set and the stamp set. So this one is for the paper mostly. So let's go ahead and get started. Of course, we are going to use my favorite thing when I do my treat boxes, which is the Simply Scoreboard. I love this board. Love, love, love it. Okay, so we're going to start with our piece of cardstock. It is 4 by 4¼ inches. I was going to say half, but totally wrong. So on the long side with the 4¼ at the top, we're going to score. Actually, let's rewind that. We're going to do how I had it first. We're going to do the short side first, and there's 2 score marks, 7/8 of an inch, which is 7 tick marks from the side, or 8/8 is actually 1. So it's 1 down from the number 1 would be 7/8. So that's the first score mark. And then the next one is at 3 inches. So 7/8 and 3 inches. Now we're going to rotate it like that. Excuse me. And we are going to score it at 1/4 inch. So the 7/8 is going to be down at the bottom, and the 3 inch, when we did the 7/8 and the 3 inch, you're going to turn it so that the 3 inch score is rotated so that it's on the top here. And then we're going to score it at 1/4 inch, which is just 2 little tick marks. So 1/4 inch, and that one goes all the way down. Then we're going to score it at 1¼ inches. And the 1¼ inches is only going to be right to this first mark at the 3 inch. So we're going to go right just to that mark. That's it. And then we're going to go 2¼ inches, and that one's going to go all the way down, just like the first one did. And now we're going to go 3/4 inch, and that one's the same thing. It's just going to go right to that first score mark. Okay, so 1/4 inch all the way, 1¼ to the first score mark, 2¼ all the way, and 3¼ to that first score mark. All right, let me move the board out of the way. We're still going to do a little bit of scoring. We're going to use our Take Your Pick tool to do the rest of the scoring because, as you guys know, there are attachments for the Take Your Pick tool, and this is one of them. So we're going to do just a tiny little bit more scoring. So as you can see here, we have this score mark at the top, which is our 7/8, and this is the 3-inch one. We have our 1/4 inch right here, and then we have our 1 1/4, our 2 1/4, and our 3 1/4. This 2 square panel, we are going to score on a triangular point right to this mark. So I'm going to take my ruler here, and I'm going to find the center of this piece, and I'm going to grab my ruler, and I'm going to mark my center right there. And I'm going to go to this score mark, and I'm going to mark my center right there. So those are the 2 marks, and you can see they're right in the center there. And so what I'm going to do, I actually marked them in the wrong place. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, guys. Let's rewind that. Boop, boop, we're not marking them there. I'm thinking backwards. We're gonna use this as our mark, and we're gonna go to this corner. We're not actually gonna mark anything. I'm just using this for this. I'm thinking of another box that I just did. So in order to switch this out, we're gonna go ahead and twist and pull this out, and we're gonna twist this one into place. And we're gonna use our ruler to go from this score mark that we have right here, this top score mark. So right there to this score mark right here. And we're just gonna do on an angle. We're gonna do the same thing here from that score mark there to that middle piece. Oops, I don't want it to slide. There we go. So you can see how it forms a triangle. We're gonna do the same thing in this one. Sorry that I marked that wrong. I was just thinking of a completely different box. That's what happens when you design a lot of boxes. Okay, so we're gonna come to this middle mark down here where that score mark is, and we're gonna do this one, and then I'm gonna show you guys again in the camera up close so that you can see that I am not crazy and that this is very simple. Of course, I do need to hold on to this ruler. All right, so there are my score marks. So here is our 7/8, and then this was our 3-inch on the short side. Then we scored at a 1/4 inch, and then we scored from just to the score mark at the 1 1/4. The 2 1/4 went all the way down. The 3 1/4 went there. Then you did our V, and the V meets right at the bottom, so it forms kind of a Y at the bottom. So let's go ahead and use our scissors, and we're going to trim away the parts we don't need. So we're going to get rid of this little piece at the top here. So I'm going to grab my thick bladed scissors, and we're going to get rid of this piece up here, okay? And then we're going to get rid of this piece here, and I'm going to angle cut that part just like that, okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and burnish with my bone folder before I do any more cutting, because I just want to make sure that all of my marks have been scored. I'm not going to worry about this or this at the bottom because these are all going to be cut. So we're going to cut straight up here, and you know how I like to cut on both sides of my score mark, because to me it gives you that little wiggle room in the middle and it just fits a lot better. So I do like to cut on both sides of the score mark and pull that away. One more. So this is the bottom of the box. This is the little square, and I'll show you in a minute. So this is what we have. I'm going to move my piece. We have the triangles right there. Okay, so that's what our box looks like if you want to take a screenshot. I'll move everything out of the camera here when you're done cutting away. All right. So you have your 4 pieces at the bottom. That's what's going to form the base of your box, okay? These are the angles right here. There's the triangle, and the same in the front. Now we have a piece of 4 and 4 by 4 1/4. So it's 4 inches this way, and it's 4 and a, that's this piece, 4 by 4 1/4. This piece is 1 3/4 by 2 inches. Okay, so this would mat perfect in this section here, but we're gonna trim it. Okay, so we're gonna trim it so that we can fit it on the front part of our box. So we're gonna cut these angles. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find the center of my 1 3/4 inch piece, and I'm gonna mark which is 7/8 of an inch. So I'm gonna mark at 7/8 of an inch. I'm just gonna put a little pencil mark. That's where I needed to do it before, and I was total space. So I'm gonna start right here on this corner, and I'm gonna cut right to that pencil mark. So I'm gonna grab my paper snips. I'm gonna start here, and I'm gonna cut to that mark. And I'm gonna do the same thing from that pencil mark to that corner. And you can mark it with a ruler if you want. I just eyeball it. So there are those. That's what we have cut, okay? If you wanna grab a shot of that. Now, this is going to get attached. And this piece here has to be cut out with our tag punch. So we are going to use the fancy tag top punch. This one is also on the last chance list. So I'm gonna turn this little piece in, and I'm gonna hold these 2 pieces together, and I'm gonna slide this into the punch. I'm gonna get it all the way in nice like that, all the way back. And I'm just gonna give it a punch. And that's how you get that pretty top. Like that, okay? So we can put the 2 lengths, and it does punch rather nicely, so that's what we have. All right, so this is gonna be the back of our box, and this is gonna be the front of our box. So let's go ahead and attach our pieces. I'm gonna flip them around here onto our box. So let me grab my silicone mat. I'm gonna get my wet adhesive, and I'd like to use this because it gives me some wiggle room. So we will flip this over. We're gonna just put a little bit of that wet glue on all the pieces. Come on. I got it started all right. I'm always good for that. Okay, there we go. Now it's super juicy. Let me use some of that for this piece. Okay, I just have to get the tip. All right, I'm just gonna wiggle this around so that it's on all the edges. That's why I use the silicone mat, so that I can rub off any extra or do what I need to. So this one's gonna go right here in the middle, and I'm gonna just line it up as best I can. And like I said, that's why I like having those. There we go. And then let's go ahead and attach these 2 pieces. And then these go right there. One more. Looks good so far, guys. What do you think? So let's go ahead and put some adhesive on this little tab. And we are going to turn it this way. And we're gonna bring this tag piece to meet it. And we're just gonna press that into place. Just rub that. Now, here's our box. Now these are the 2 front pieces, so we want these to be the last 2 to get turned in. So we're gonna turn these 2 in first. We're gonna start with this one, And we're going to put a little bit of adhesive. And then we're going to push this one on top of it, and it's going to form the square. I'm going to hold it, kind of press, and then we'll do the 2 front pieces. So we'll push this one in and make sure it grabs, and then we'll do this last one and close it. So those have, and then I like to just give it a hold for a minute, and I'm just going to press with my finger to just really grab, get that adhesive to grab on there. I'm going to go ahead and close this. Move my silicone mat out of the way. So there is our box, and you see how it is self-closing. You just squeeze to fill it, squeeze to close it. It closes all by itself, and like I said, you do not need the ribbon to close it. It closes automatically. To put something in, you just squeeze it, just like that. And that is our tag top, just like that. So let's go ahead and decorate this. So we have our 2 pieces of the scallops, and I'm going to use the same wet adhesive. We're going to just put that over the top of the scallop. All right, and then I'm going to use a dimensional. Let's put a couple of those on there. And then we're going to pull the backs off. I have to actually grab my other tip, put it back on. But the stylus tip comes with your take your pick tool. So it's nice that you have those interchangeable pieces. And let's position our little tulip on there. That looks awesome. So there is our little tulip. And then we can open our box and stick our little chocolate in there. Just like that, and see how it closes by itself. You don't even need anything, but I just thought it looked really pretty to tie this ribbon. And this ribbon is our striped petal pink, and it is retiring, so it's on the last chance list, so definitely check it out, because you can get it before it's gone. We're gonna just tie a knot right there. And I'm gonna give it one more knot. And I really love large ribbons because the knots are so pretty when you tie them. See how pretty that is? It's just super soft and pretty. And I'm gonna go ahead and trim the ends. Let me grab my paper snips that I use for ribbon. And we'll just trim them so that they're not frayed. Just like that. And let's get rid of that off of my table here. And there is our little treat box. This one has a mind of its own. But yeah, aren't they cute? Very simple. And you could pop a bunch of these out. It's 4 inches by 4 1/4 of cardstock, so it's not very much cardstock. Definitely check out the Flowering Tulips Bundle and the beautiful tulip paper, the designer series paper. Again, the links are in the description below. And make yourself a couple of these mini self-closing tag topper boxes. So I hope that you liked the project. I am very happy to be here with you and make it with you. Thanks for watching. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping!